The best tech solutions for small businesses with the power to unlock new AI experiences through Intel Core Ultra processors. Lenovo.com. Where to look for the tech you're looking for.
Sell to your customers anywhere with Shopify, the commerce platform designed for entrepreneurs. Online, on social, in person, and on the go. Get the tools you need to sell the way you want, powered by Shopify.
When was the last time I took a road trip? How many national parks could I...
All right. Doing some audio test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey guys, Dante here. Welcome back to my channel, The Burgos Art. And welcome back to another Sunday night art stream. Just adjusting the audio, making sure it's not too loud. So yeah, we are playing some fun country music. I found a nice list over on YouTube that all claims to be copyright free. However, there are advertisements between each freaking video. Each freaking music. It's always a toss up. Either I find music that's free on YouTube, and usually does find on YouTube and over on Twitch, or I use Twitch's library, which is just copywritten on YouTube. I don't get a strike, but it also means I'm limited to what I can do with it on YouTube. You know, I can't really monetize these videos anyway. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe let me see. Let me pause the music off of YouTube for a moment. Let's see what's going on in stream music. Let's see. Streamlab music. We're using Streamlab music. There's blues, there's fantasy. We are drawing cowboys today. Blues kind of works. I think blues might work. Fortnite, FIFA, beauty and fashion. Some hip hop. Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft. Totally country. There's rock. We can use rock. How about rock? Let's see what rock does for us. Alright, let's see how that music sounds. There's no face cam today because it is hot and sweaty. I have a fan on my back as we speak. You might be able to hear it. I don't know. And you don't want to see me hot, sweaty, and shirtless. I swear, I'm wearing pants. I'm just shirtless at the moment. And we're not going to do that. I do got my ice water. Well, let's go with the rock for now. Okay, so the audio all seems good. Video seems good. I'm going to switch over my headphones. So as I said, we are doing Spriteworks. We are doing Cowboys. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, this definitely works for... Oh yeah, this definitely works for Cowboy. Kind of makes me think of riders in the sky. Alright, so what are we doing? So I'm taking a break from working on the backgrounds, but I will show you what's going on with the background. For those of you who have no idea what's going on, I am slowly but surely working on the sprites for a video game concept. It is not my magnum opus, as they say. It is not my big concept, what I've always talked about, known as the Clockwork Queen. No, this one is a smaller one. It's going to be a smaller one. This was called One Arm Bandit. Also an old concept that had bouncing around in my head. Let's see, backgrounds. me open this up for us. Alright, let me zoom in a bit. I'm going to take away the reference in the background. Buildings, okay. So I started with some reference, and I was going way too stiff, way too little with the reference. And once I got a little loose, and once I got a little into it, it got better and better. Make sure the music's not too loud. Okay, where was I? Yeah, sorry. So here's a scale. We have a scale with 3 levels of platforms. The level he is on at his feet, a mid-level, which would be like awnings and like branches, and the treetop level, which in this case is rooftops. He is right now making his way through the decrepit town. Our one-armed bandit, our hero. So I've just been we are sticking with a basic 2 color palettes. Well, 3 actually. There's black and white for the main characters. All the main sprites are black and white. We have our main backgrounds. Well, I guess foreground. I don't know what you call it. You have the main interactive backgrounds, the buildings and stuff, which are these 3 layers, 3 color layers. Here we go. If I zoom in, it's like that orange, brownish orange, and then brown. And above that, it's more mustard colors. The mustard colors are for like far background. Do I have those here? Tiles. There we go. There's an example of that right there. Let me take everything away for a minute. There we go. So that's our backgrounds. Yellow rolling skies, desert skies. And then you have brown buildings in the front. That's what that's gonna kind of look like. And so far we just have like a few buildings, a few decrepit buildings. So I started, as I go through this process, I'm learning more and more about like how I do sprites. Like what are my limitations, what are not my limitations. I'll probably even go back and redo him. This is just a base sprite. I haven't done the animation for him. This is just his base standing sprite. But yeah, as I go more and more, I learn, you know, what works, what doesn't work. And I'm using a Photoshop combination of several different references of actual places, movie theater props, abandoned towns. And I'm looking at this first stage, and I might actually, you know, I might make the stage a little longer. I might add more buildings, give it a bit more oomph. But like I said, I'm not gonna go too crazy. It's my first time using these. Or my first time making a game like this, so I don't want to kill myself with too much at the very start. We're not gonna save that. So here's one of our sprites, the armed armadillo or armed armadillo. So sprites have 3 sets. You have your white, your light gray, and a darker gray. Then you have a set separate from that, which is slightly darker. If these 2 are next to each other, it's kind of hard to tell. So it's I have to play with that a bit. And then you have the darkest gray, and then you have just straight up black. That's our color set. We're gonna use that for this guy. I found this really cool photo of a guy online. It's all shrank down and out of resolution, but he's leaning all the way back and shooting from the hip. And I like that pose so much, so I'm thinking I might want to have this as the firing pose, but his base pose is him hunched over forward. He's like an old man. Then when you get close, he leans back and shoots. So this is a character that has a range attack. So we're gonna use this as our reference for today. As of right now, let me go back to my files. Stand by. Let me see. So I have a file for each sprite, and then I'm gonna do the animation for each sprite. So far, the only sprite in which we have done, or I have done the full animation for, is the rotating coin. It was pretty straightforward. So this is the full animation for this. These are our health points, because he's the one-armed bandit. He needs coins as health points. These are the health points. And these will be spinning on the stage as he travels. Everyone else is just a singular sprite at the moment, just like a base animation, and they're in a box that's 100 pixels high. It's 100 by 100. Right? So all the sprites as of right now are within that pixels range. I think the bosses would be much bigger though. So with all that being said, let's just jump into it. Let me make sure I have my screen set to safety so I don't freaking go blind. Alright, first let's get rid of stuff we don't need, just to make it easier for me. Also like the fact that the guy had a bit of a beer belly, which I thought was a really fun. You know, it's an actual characteristic of a real person, but I thought it was a fun thing to have. Even smaller. He is a little hunched over anyway. So if he stood up, he'd be really tall. So make it a little bit smaller. All right. Let's get into it. Let's see. Where is my what? So let's stick more or less with the color palette here. Give him light pants. So as mentioned in previous videos, you know, my struggle is trying to find the right, once again, the right kind of style I'm aiming for with this. You know, what works, what doesn't work. How do you do sprites? How do sprites do? Okay, so he's leaned all the way back. I'm thinking of giving him like a lighter color gun. You can see it a bit more. The gun is going to be large in scale as well. We're going to exaggerate that scale. That way you can see it better. Now, because he's a little blurry, I'm on my phone right now looking up the actual original reference. I want to check something. There it is. if I'm gonna keep the holster, but he has a holster on his hip. And the original, like, actual photo. So we'll see about that. Also going to exaggerate the hat. Have it cover his eyes. Luckily, the original photo is backlit the same way I mean, obviously sprites get flipped, but I'm doing each sprite as if light is coming from the top left going right. Now when the sprite is flipped, it's gonna ruin that, but at least for now I'm giving myself a kind of like, you know, a bit of a rule to follow. Gun fingers. I think the guy in the photo actually has a like a handlebar mustache. It seems only right to make sure you keep it. Alright, so we lay out all the flat colors and then we go in there with a black and hopefully add some more depth to it. Are we still broadcasting? What is going on? Give me a second here. I just realized I'm doing all this work and it doesn't seem like it's broadcasting. That better have been broadcasting. I'll be really pissed otherwise. Let's see what's going on here. Gotta keep an eye on that. Because on in my Streamlabs it says live now and it's like showing stuff I showed like 20 minutes ago. Alright, we seem to be okay. Oh no, that was kind of weird. Anyway, if it wasn't showing it, look what we did. Use this as a base to get the pose. Gave him our finger guns. So that's our gray. We label that as gray layer. And now we're gonna label this as black layer. And we're gonna do some inks. every so often I'll see someone on Twitch who is doing sprite work, and they're using a particular program for it. And there's multiple programs to be used. I'm just right now using I'm just using Clip Studio, and I wonder to myself, man, should I look for like a particular program just for sprite work? Are there ones that make it easier? I always feel like I'm brute forcing it. Cause when you struggle, you're like, am I doing this right? Am I just... What's going on? I also realize I'm not giving them like Cowboy sprites. Let me go back to the color layer and do some adjustments. It's funny because I'm using the safety feature on my computer screen. So when it's in use, it tints everything slightly yellow. So the whites, like the plain white I'm using for like the skin, actually looks like more like a skin tone. Should I narrow the gun? I think I should narrow the gun. some water. Oh, I hope everyone's been staying relatively cool these past several days. This past week in the New York area. I'm sure the entire country is going through it, but in the New York area, since I know it's been murder, I hope you guys are doing okay out there. Oh, before I forget, Long Island Tabletop. That's not July, August. In August, I'll be at the Long Island Tabletop. I've also paid for a table at Big Apple Comic Con's winter event in November. I hear mixed things as to whether or not the crowd's gonna be good, but I have to try it. I've been wanting to try Big Apple Comic Con, even though I know the tables are really expensive. But yeah, so I'll double check the dates on that because I sent them the money. I want them to make sure they verify that I got that table. But I know for a fact I will be at the Long Island Retro video game. Check that out. You will enjoy it. Before that being said, give me a minute, guys. I need to go check on something and I need to close my windows because now it is past sunset and I don't want people peeping in on me. All those perverts. I'll be back shortly. And we're back. Hey, Red. Good to see you. So if it's not obvious, we are joining some Cowboys. Everyone, Red Spectra in the chat. Awesome individual. We hung out this past weekend. Went to a very, tiny convention this past weekend. It was very nice. And then we hung out at his place and played a bunch of retro and retro style games. It was very nice. I like the song, it's nice. Alright, let's see. Now that we have what I think is a nice base sprite for this guy, let's see if we could figure out his pose. Like his idle stance and then the animation. And we're keeping the animations limited to like 4 frames or something. Like the spinning coin is only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4 frames. So we're keeping the animation simple for these. I'm kind of using the Darkwing Duck NES game as reference. I looked up that and I was like, it was really nice sprites, but a lot of them are just like really simple, like 1-2 punches in terms of animation. Okay, let's change the canvas size. We want to keep it 100 high. Let's make the width 300, okay, for now. And let's spread out that background. Boop, there we go. I'm gonna just organize my sprites for a moment. So this sorry. So that's his firing sprite. So I want to do an idle stance and maybe like a back recoil. So maybe he's got this. He's like who have an idle stance with an animation. Maybe he's kind of just tapping his foot. So be an idle stance with a repeating animation for that. Like there's 2 frames of him tapping his foot, and then a recoil when he leans back and the shoot. That's the idea. Duplicate that, bring him right back over here. Idle. Leave it as idle for now. We're gonna edit the one on the left. We're gonna edit the one on the left, and then eventually we'll turn it to the one on the right. Let me also move this out the way. So I'm thinking we'll keep the legs where they're at, right? Keep the legs where they're at and just have him. He's gonna go from a completely forward hunch to a complete like back Michael Jackson hunch, Michael Jackson twist. That's kind of the idea I have. Actually, we'll probably keep the head. Yeah, let's see if we can keep the head. For that being said, I should just... Let me do this. Cut and paste. Cut and paste. There we go. Mm-hmm. That one. Move over here for now. Yeah. Now that way I can erase the rest of it now. Kind of like the way the head is. I'll just reposition the head. We will not be rotating it. If we try to rotate it, the pixels go all wonky. But if I just move it like horizontal or vertical, it should keep the pixels well, solid. No shading. Just solid like colored pixels. I walked away a minute ago to refill my water. I have to double check on my 3D print. It's making its rounds. It's going pretty good right now. Won't be done till like 1 in the morning though, which I hate. I hate it when like when I have a 3D print that goes to an awkward time. Like I'd rather have it end and then I wake up like an hour later at the most. I just hate the machine just sitting there constantly spinning its wheels or its fans to be more precise. I like it. So I guess he'll have one on. I need to figure out his shoulders. So this is how he is when he's normally standing. That's his shoulder. So we're gonna kind of keep that, but at a, he's gonna be forward instead, like this. So he's gonna have a shoulder on the wrong layer. Come on, come on. Oh, I know what's happening. I'm on the right layer. It's just freaking snapping to the damn. I gotta change that setting. To this day, I keep saying I gotta change it. Yeah, something like that. Merge. I just want to merge these colored layer. Then we'll merge the gray layer. There we go. Oh, sorry, man. I missed the question you had in the chat. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find. Okay. So the one playing right now is called Sunday Driver. Now playing is called Sunday Driver. Gregory Jones. Tuhill? T-U-T-H-I-L-L. Gregory Jones. That's Sunday Driver. Sorry about that. Let me see, where are we at? Which one is it playing right now? Okay, let me back up. So the one that just finished was Sunday Driver by Gregory John, Sunday Driver. Before that, Blood on Concrete, Eric John Labrosse, Labrosse. Eric John Labrosse, Blood on Concrete. Looks like it works. I do like it. It's not perfect, but I do like it so far. So Red, I got a question for you. Have you seen My Adventures with Superman? I'm assuming it might not be really something you're interested in, like, you know, freaking Superman cartoon. I don't know how much you're interested in it, but it definitely has like it definitely has anime influence to it in terms of its overall style. It makes tons of references. Freaking, there's characters in it who are obviously dressed. Well, there's characters in it who are like, oh, that's obviously a reference to Dragon Ball Z. Could have characters dressed like this character or dressed like that character. I kind of want to put this cartoon. Let me see. Yeah, I kind of want to put this cartoon in the same vein of, like, let's say She-Ra, right? The She-Ra cartoon. Now, She-Ra wasn't really anime inspired, but it's lighthearted nature, where the characters are like, every character in it is just a cinnamon roll. They're all goofy at heart, so it's a definitely completely different take on like the characters of Superman. Superman himself is well, not super. Well, you know how Clark Kent fumbles with everything. Like Clark Kent's whole deal is that he's a goofball. He kind of fumbles. So, but that's sometimes viewed as like a mask he puts on. Cause I always say there's three characters. There's Superman, there's Clark Kent the reporter, and then there's Clark Kent the farm boy. And Clark Kent the farm boy is, in my opinion, like the most honest, real version of Clark Kent. Because the reporter has to look scared. Not scary. The reporter has to look scared of everything, and Superman has to always be on point as like a hero. But in this one, they basically took what if Superman was Clark Kent, in that, like, you know, underneath it all, he's just goofy, tripping over himself. He's a himbo. Like, in this new cartoon, he's pretty much just like a really pretty boy himbo. Everyone in this freaking show is like freaking attractive. Like, everyone in this show is freaking attractive. And I've seen one or two episodes here. I've seen like one or two episodes, and plenty of snippets, you know, do things to YouTube and stuff. I was just wondering, like, you know, if you ever get a chance, check it out. It's its own take on Superman. I know some people might be freaking out, while other people are just enjoying the ride. Like, if you try to compare this new cartoon to The Adventures of Superman, like the one back on WB or Kids WB or whatever the hell it was called at the time, like, it's not. Like, I love the Kids WB Superman. I love the Justice League that came out of it afterwards. This is not that. Like, you have to go into it telling yourself, okay, this is like, what if someone who was a huge anime fan and was a little bit thirsty for Superman and just wanted to make an entire show about the sweetest cinnamon roll kind of man in existence, made this Superman cartoon. And it looks amazing though. Like, the actual art style and animation does look very, very good though. Alright, so the issue I'm having with this sprite is he doesn't have a gut. He needs a gut. God, man, like, alright, we know it's rock music. Calm down, jeez. We get it. It's rock music. We get it. A little closer to what I'm aiming for. Okay. It's not perfect. Like I don't know. I'm a little iffy on the gut I'm trying to give this guy. Maybe he needs a collar. Maybe that's what it is. There we go. That looks better. Adding a bit more black helps show like the highlight of the gun. Okay. I'm a little iffy on the legs still. Like the line work of the legs do kind of bother me. It looks so choppy. If that makes sense. When in doubt, black it out. Just add more. Make a thicker line a little bit. Like, I'm happy with the poses, I'm just not happy with, like, the legs look weird to me. Gonna merge all these black lines together. Okay, merge our gray together. So what we're gonna do, nope, that's not what I want to do. Stand by. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Deselect. Need to once again change the canvas size. Nope, nope, cancel. Have to deselect everything. Hold on. Edit canvas size. I'm gonna make this 400 width. There we go. Now we can fit all the sprites on this. Okay. Give me a second. I got way too many moving parts right now. So first we're gonna do give ourselves room. Nope, we'll move them over to the end. Okay. That's him. Nope, not what I want to do. Back. Okay. Go deselect. So the first two are going to be our idle stance. And these two are going to be his shooting animation. The idle stance is pretty easy, but first I have to once again combine all the stuff I need to combine correctly. Okay, that's gray, that's good, and alright, those are my two black layers, which makes these two my color layers. Alright. So basically, once I'm done with all this, I'll be separating. I'll make a file just for the idle animation, which will probably be 1 or 2 frames. That's all it really is. And then maybe 1 or 2 frames for the shoot animation. And I'll save them in separate files. But right now, it's all going to be one continuous sheet. Thanks, man. Thank you for dropping by. This is going to be super simple. He's just going to kind of rock forward and back. And that's it. think that's really it. It's doing that shit. Hold on. There we go. No, it's still selecting it using a freaking gradient. So I'm gonna have to correct that. Yeah, we're gonna have to correct that. And that's all it really is. Just sort of flick back and forth in his animation. And he kind of leans forward, leans back, leans forward, leans back with a slow 1-2, 1-2 animation. And that's going to be his idle. In fact, it's file, save, right? So I'm going to do file. No, you know what? We're going to file, save as. And we're going to hip shot idle. Come on, type for me. Where's our crop option? There. And that is going to be save. Save. Simple 2-frame, back and forth. Nothing even crazy. Just him kind of jiggling his head back and forth. You can't even tell the difference in these 2 frames. He just kind of moves forward like 2 pixels and back 2 pixels, and that's about it. That is our hip. He's called hip shot. It's his hip shot idle. Yeah, save. Alright. Don't save that. File. Open. Okay, so it's hip shot. All this is labeled hip shot 1 because it includes all of them, and then we have one called hip shot idle, which is just these 2, just to keep it organized in some respect. All right. Now the trick is to go from his original idle position, which is the one on the far left, to the one on the far right, and we're gonna edit this guy, the third one in. do save as hip shot fire. So there's the animation when he actually shoots a bullet out. Don't need you. Nope. Cancel. That's the wrong one. Right. Simple 2-frame animation. How to do it? Well, we gotta figure that part out. Just getting everything organized into different files at the moment. Wrong one. There we go. Excuse me. Ooh. Oh, now I don't know how people stream artwork for freaking 3 hours straight. I'm barely into 2 hours and I'm tired. So I could do either just a full on he leans back and shoots in one motion, or I could do 2 more sprites. One where he pulls the gun and one where he leans back. He's supposed to be like a quick shot character. That's the whole thing. So let's put some effort into this. Let's give him 2 frames of animation leading up to the final one, right? Let's not be too lazy on this. Hold on, sorry, I got too many things going on here. Okay, that's all of them together, all the color together. And here's the one I just copied. Perfect. Nope, that didn't work. Wrong tool. Why are they both not moving? There we go. Let's do some edit to this guy. Let's have him pull the gun out. Select damn color. There we go. Okay. Just trying to get like how far back his arm is actually going. Yes, I like that. Now I just gotta get the shape of the gun in the actual, you know, how everything looks. Okay, let's switch over to the gray. The black, that is. Switch over to the black from the gray. Oh. What am I doing here? Something's going wrong. There we go. So I feel it should just go from him pulling the gun to him being standing straight up, but we will add some motion lines to him throwing up his other hand. Yeah, just simple as that. I'm gonna curve this a bit more. Alright, let's merge. I'm working on several layers here. Select those. Select those. Okay. We actually hit save first. File save. we don't need the idol in this particular sheet. We don't need the idol's colors in this particular sheet. And I will grab him. A little iffy on this. Oop, that is way too big. Yeah, I want to pull that back a bit. And file, no, edit. Change canvas size. We're gonna shrink this in. I mean, obviously these guys are all gonna have to be put on individual pages to be uploaded as individual sprites. Let me just scoot that over a little bit so you can see it better in frame. There we go. Yas. So we have our basic idle sprite, which is just him kind of rocking back and forth, and we have our basic three frames of him pulling, leaning back, firing. Yeah. Let me that is the wrong button. Let me do a little erase right here on the. I want it to be a bit more curved. There we go. Yeah, so he goes into an instant recline. No, he pulls the gun, reclines, puts his finger up, and goes pow. Alright. File save. I think I want to call it there, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the 2-hour mark. You know me, I just did the 2 hours. I have to do the 2 hours and leave it at that. And that is Hip Shot. So Hip Shot has his idle animation, and he has his. So Hip Shot has his idle animation, and he has his shooting animation. I don't think I'm gonna do death animations for every character. I might do like a generic death animation that like activates when someone gets hit. So when someone gets hit, maybe they like just turn to a skeleton and fall to the ground. And I can use that for multiple characters. Like maybe it's like a puff. Oh, like a puff of smoke with a. Actually, I'm talking about it, but file saved. Yeah, file is saved. We're gonna close this. File real quick. New. Keep it in the pixels. Keep it in the 100 by 100. Okay. So theoretically, I could do an animation, right? Take some random gray color here. Random level of gray. So like, it'll start. Ooh, that's way too big. Yeah, it'll start like a poof, and it'll probably just be like this poof of smoke that's mid-level. That way, no matter how tall or short the sprite is, it could be like right there mid-level. And then, but as it does, we'll animate like we'll animate a skull that like appears in it, something like that, right? So like it'll be a puff of smoke, then a skull appears in it, and then the skull just kind of both the smoke and the skull just kind of fall down to the floor and then disappear. And I can use this as like a generic death animation for like all the characters except for like one or two particular ones. Or I could just have the character die and disappear, and that's it. Depends on how crazy I want to go. In fact, I kind of like this. Let me just save this real quick. We'll just label this D-E-A-D, dead. And just save that. Yeah, I kind of just look at that. Real quick, but you get the idea. It's a real quick little drawing. Yeah. Something that shows effort, but I don't have to go crazy for it. And I say that's that. That's that, guys. Let me turn off this background music. Boom. Alright. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me, anyone who might be... Thank you for joining me, anyone who dropped in for a minute or two and then dropped out. Hello, intern. How's it going? Once again, Long Island Retro Gaming. It's a 3-day convention in August. Check it out. It has a lot of free play. So if you're in the Long Island area, it's in the Cradle of Aviation. It's a very cool museum. You buy a ticket, go inside, and just play free video games of all kinds. Mostly retro. But then again, look, retro now encompasses stuff from the early 2000s. Come on now. And I will have a table there, and I'll be selling my wares. And I say that is that. Once again, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.